Hey everyone, Lou here. Merry Christmas, everyone! You know, what's one of my favorite things to do on Christmas? Watch Christmas specials, of course. Though this one certainly exists. Roll the intro and let's talk about the weirdest Christmas special I've ever seen.
What's December without Christmas Eve?
Now, I've seen a lot of weird Christmas specials in my life. I've seen Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, the live-action How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Jack Frost, which I've reviewed in another video up in the iCard. Though this takes the cake. This special is The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by our good old buddies at Rankin Bass. Though I will say first that this is based on a book written by the author of The Wizard of Oz, which, I'll be honest, the book for The Wizard of Oz aged about as well as that milk you have left rotting in the back of your fridge in terms of interesting writing. We start with Santa on his sleigh singing us little jingle on Christmas Eve. We then immediately cut to this weird elf thing telling this great forest guy that a group of immortals are coming to the council table? Why does this feel like I'm in the middle of the Council of the One Ring scene from Lord of the Rings? Probably because this all feels like a ripoff of Lord of the Rings because Frank Bass actually made a really fucking weird version of The Hobbit once. As the immortals arrive, the most ominous fucking music I've ever heard in a gosh damn Christmas special starts playing. Why does it sound like they're coming to execute Santa rather than discuss him? Gee!
The Immortals.
There are very interesting designs I like, even though they aren't really ever fully used. You know, this has Elf Frank written all over it because that guy always had interesting ideas that he hardly ever touched upon. Basically, the One Ring Council discussed what to do with the ring a hobbit the Immortal Council discussed making Santa an immortal, which apparently no human has been before. Come to think of it, Santa is the only seasonal myth to actually always start as a human. Even multiple iterations of Jack Frost just simply make him a winter spirit. It's only DreamWorks' Rise of the Guardians that played with more interesting ideas. Fake Gandalf basically tells the life and adventures of Santa Claus. Get it? So he could convince the council to make him immortal, cause I mean, come on, it's fucking Santa Claus, he deserves immortality. Santa's life starts as an abandoned baby in a forbidden forest many years ago. He was found by fake Gandalf in the snow, so he led him deeper in and gave him to a very loving lion that would protect him. And wait a minute, this is literally the plot of the Jungle Book. It was immediately after this that he tells the fairies about it, which one wood fairy asks a simple question of what's a baby, and he immediately breaks out into song. Just This movie suffers from the same issue a lot of really bad musicals have, where there's no build-up to the song and it's just randomly there because musical. If any of you are familiar with the movie Strange Magic, it's exactly like this, but just without the modern pop song. Jeez, if this was a jukebox musical, I would be overdosing on eggnog right now. The Wood Fairy decides she wants to have her damn baby and just takes baby Santa with her to the forest. Wait, how many deeps does this forest have? Why are you randomly singing with no build-up? She just kind of begs to have this baby because motherhood, and so he accepts. Let me say something here, though. Every fucking immortal in this gosh damn movie talks like a Shakespeare play, and it's hurting me emotionally. Talk normally, you heathens! This is 1985, not 1485!
The law is made by the great Ak. If he bids me care for the babe he himself has saved from certain death, who else in the forest would oppose me?
Gosh. Anyway, he agrees as long as the lion looks after him too. So basically Santa had two moms. I gotta say, pretty progressive for a Christmas special from the 80s. Santa grows up with the fairies, and that's apparently why he's so wise and knowledgeable, because fairies. I mean, it does a halfway decent job at explaining Santa's actions to kids, but come on, nothing can top the innocence of Santa Claus coming to town, which this movie broke, by the way. Fake Gandalf takes Santa to show him the real world. Gosh, this guy sounds like a damn educational video that would play on PBS right before Arthur would come on.
We immortals are few, but mortals are many.
Is that who they hired? I feel bored as fuck listening to his voice, gosh. I don't like the way Santa's holding onto his belt like that. You couldn't hold his cape? This looks weird. I don't like it. Nice job showing the kid the poor people getting mistreated first, dude. I mean, I'm not saying humans are great and all. We probably suck in comparison to the almighty wood nymphs. But geez, we're not all greedy asses. Next, he shows him Japan. Oh, hey, this is as close as I'm gonna get to why this is on an anime channel, aren't I? Santa, stop grabbing him like that, please! Next, he takes him to the Middle East to show him beggar children. Why the hell are you showing him the worst the world has to offer? What about, like, nice people that draw, like, paintings or some shit? Jeez! Santa, stop grabbing the belt like that, please! Well, Santa tolerates all this quite nicely and has decided to leave the forest because he's a man now and stuff. You know, I find it funny that no one tried to fangirl over this Santa because he looks like the 80s equivalent to Jack Frost, just poorly made. While living on his own, Santa basically becomes the equivalent of the village grandpa and is just genuinely a sweetheart. One night an orphan kid shows up, so Santa helps him back to the orphanage and makes him a little wooden cat doll thing that all the other kids want too. This gives Santa the idea to make toys. Pretty soon he starts making other toys, but trolls cause havoc and try to make him stop so they could make kids super evil or something. Santa keeps trying to deliver the toys, but the trolls can turn invisible because they needed to save as much money as possible on the budget for these puppets. You know, it's Rankin Bass too, so the budget was pretty bad. Actually, if you reach into the pocket of your jacket and pull out lint, you will officially have more money than they did for this entire movie. The trolls cause so much havoc that fake Gandalf starts a war. I need to remind everyone here that this is a gosh damn Christmas special with war and politics. Not any fuck is happening here. These are the worst fight scenes in literally anything. This is like if Gumby tried to mimic the fluid animation of Castlevania.
Also laser axe!
Anyway, after the weirdest war ever is over, Santa goes back to delivering toys. This is when he gets the idea to go down the chimney, yada yada yada. You know, I want to see a modern Christmas special explain how Santa gets in apartments or houses without fireplaces. I mean, my own parents had some weird explanations for how Santa got into our house without a fireplace growing up, but I'd love to see how other people would explain this to kids. Cause Santa makes innocent kids happy, and apparently nothing is more important than the innocence and joy of a child, they all agree to make him live forever, and that's why Santa's immortal the end. Look, it's a sweet message to say that making children happy is the best thing someone can do because kindness goes a long way, but come on, this whole thing comes off like a poorly executed Lord of the Rings ripoff. You guys literally did a weirder adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings than Ralph Bakshi's movie, like almost a decade prior. Why do y'all need to copy it? Of course, I understand that this was originally a book that came out in 1902, but I literally hadn't heard of it prior to this special, nor have I read it since. Though judging by the Google reviews, I'd say the book wasn't totally well received either. Overall, this special was very strange and kinda boring. The way everyone talks is either extremely boring or so overacted that it's not enjoyable anymore. It also has no charm either. It just feels like it's trying to be super serious and dramatic but comes off really flat. Wait a minute. Those are Japanese names in the credits. This was an anime after all. I knew I'd find Christmas anime to review this year. What a Christmas surprise. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and have a happy holidays. Let me know down below if you've heard or seen this special before, and if you'd like to give me a gift this Christmas, then feel free to check out my Ko-fi page down below. Merry Christmas, guys!